Hello, fellow students, faculty, and prospective graduate studies program students. My name is Lisa Besack, and today I would like to share my experience as a student in the Masters of Science in Organizational Leadership and Management program, the MS OLM program at Pierce College. But first, I'd like to establish some context because I think it's important for you to understand the road that I've traveled that brought me to where I am today in this program. I followed a bit of a non-traditional life path in that I started my family very young, and I found a part-time job while my children were still quite small. But that part-time job, although it didn't seem like much at the time, has grown into a very full and demanding career. Throughout my career in the EFT business, which has been nearly 30 years, I've been blessed to work in an industry that is consistently transforming. It's transforming in response to technological advancements, regulatory changes, consumer demands, and the schedule can get a little overwhelming sometimes, but the dynamic nature of the business means that I learn something new every day. And as a lifelong learner who thrives in an environment that engages intellect, that job has been perfect for me. That career has been awesome. I feel the same way about Pierce College and the opportunities that have been provided to me through my education through Pierce. And so it's that passion for learning that actually drove me to pursue a formal college education when I was 16 years into my flourishing career and my youngest child was 18 years old. It took me 7 years, and I worked through classroom courses in a satellite campus with Pierce College and to earn my associate's degree, and then using the online course option, I earned my bachelor's in business administration through Pierce. And it took 7 years for that whole process, the associate's program, the bachelor's program, all told it took 7 years. And I was just thrilled when I finally achieved my bachelor's degree. But I wanted more because I had always intended to go to college and I had always intended to go as far as I possibly could. So when Pierce introduced the MSOLM program, I jumped at the opportunity to partner with them for my graduate studies. Today, using 3 of the hats that are contemplated by Edward de Bono's 6 Thinking Hats parallel thinking methodology, I'm going to share what I have found to be the most compelling experiences throughout this graduate degree program. I'll use the white hat to focus on facts, the red hat to highlight some emotional aspects, and the blue hat to talk about the structure and to really concentrate on that. My partner Kevin is going to share his experiences as well, and he's going to use the black, yellow, and green hats. If you're in a similar situation like I was a couple of years ago where you're trying to decide whether or not to enroll in the MSOLM program, I mean, it's a big step to take, and it's life-changing. You're probably weighing a lot of the pros and cons kind of as they pop up in your head, and you may feel some internal conflict trying to sort it all out. Parallel thinking can really help by focusing your thought process in one specific direction at a time, giving you the opportunity to explore each aspect of that topic thoroughly. So today, if you engage in the 6 Thinking Hats methodology with Kevin and with me, it'll provide some framework for your constructive thought process as a prospective Pierce Graduate Studies program student, and you'll be able to reach an informed decision and design your own path forward. So let's begin with some blue hat thinking, where I'm going to provide some insight about the structure for today's presentation. Today, Kevin and I will use, as I said, the 6 Thinking Hats to touch on some of the most important highlights from our own learning experience. We're going to talk a little bit about the course delivery methods and the effects of those methods on our experiences. Pierce offers flexibility within the boundaries of a formally structured degree program. They offer classroom participation via online method, via traditional classroom environment, and they also offer a combination of the two of those in a program that they call Pierce Fit. So Pierce really gets it. they understand the working professional and they understand the challenges of our scheduling, and they have made options available to address the needs of their students who are working professionals with very demanding schedules. And so now I'll let Kevin take it away. I'll be back soon.
Good afternoon, professor and fellow classmates, as well as prospective graduate students. My name is Kevin Jordan, and I'm here to tell you that my experience in the graduate degree program has been phenomenal. And I say that not because of some promotion idea for the graduate degree program, but I want to tell you about the most profound thing that has affected me in this program. Really, the most profound learning I've gotten from the program and how I've been able to use it in my career. Let me first of all tell you that I've been in management for some 21 years, with my company for approximately 30 years. And I've been able to move up in management to some extent and had a measure of success. But let me speak about the master's degree program here at Pierce. One of the profound things that I've learned, and I'm going to present this to you from one of the 6 hats that are produced in or outlined in Edward Bono's textbook, The 6 Hats of Thinking. The black hat, he talks about this idea of looking at what the future holds, looking at the past and seeing what the outcome would be. The what if questions come into play, he says in his textbook. Really, we can say for all of us, when we think about our careers, our occupations, and what we plan to do, we have to ask those profound questions. What if? What's going to happen? What's going to be the outcome? I can clearly tell you with positive emotion, if you will, that it has had the master's degree has had a profound effect on my learning experience. Here's an example. One of the things that you're going to learn in the program, aside from the outstanding textbooks, is emotional intelligence. And that's paramount in this day and age. How do you manage emotions? Some say go with what you feel. Well, the master's degree program is going to teach you strategically with tools, with publications and books by outstanding authors and by exceptional professors, how you can manage emotions successfully in the business world. And that's important. One of the things that the program talked about that has had a profound effect on me that I've learned is dealing with multi-generations within the workforce, the baby boomers, Generation Xers, and so forth. But we're going to learn, or you're going to learn, how to manage those folks in an intelligent, strategic way, and so be able to find success, understanding the various backgrounds of individuals from different countries, from different age groups, from different cultures, from different ethnicities. And again, the programs are going to help you to be able to be successful in managing those folks. So I will tell you, when you get to the point about managing emotions, you're going to be blown away. It's going to be profound. And I cannot but help appeal to you and tell you that, oh yeah, it's a great choice. It is a great choice. I'm happy to say that this is my last class before my capstone, and that it has been a wonderful experience. And I will tell you that you'll find, let me take, for example, being able to study at home. The online program is phenomenal because we not only interact in terms of our discussion boards, which many of you are familiar with at your institutions as well as peers, but we have the opportunity to be able to talk to each other via video links. There's something called APRANET where we're able to see each other's presentations. And so we're able to communicate in various ways, even though online. One of the students in the program, he's in California, and we've developed a relationship, and that's not just talk. So I want to tell you, under the auspices of the black hat, that profound learning experience when it comes to emotional intelligence, managing multi-generations, and yes, being able to do that here at home. It's been a success. And I'm sure that if you join the graduate program, you're going to find that you can apply some great strategies and principles in your career and in your development as a person.
Okay, let's switch for a minute now from Kevin's black hat thinking back to the blue hat so I can describe for you how the online delivery option is organized. There is a comprehensive online portal called my.pierce.edu, and through that portal, students can access individually specific information such as grade reports, unofficial transcripts, financial aid information. They can also access generic information like what's happening with the Alumni Association. Are there any events that are going on campus that may be of interest to me? Students can access the library, which is a phenomenally useful resource that I have used throughout my academic career with Pierce. And most importantly for our discussion today is a link to access your classes online. And when you click on that link, a new tab is going to open in your web browser. And that tab is going to list all of the courses that are applicable for you as a student. It's going to show classes that you've already completed. It's going to show classes that are pending. But most importantly, it's going to show the active classes. And when you click on an active class, you're going to be presented with a new screen that shows really a standard format that is used for all of the classes. There will be some static tabs across the top of the screen for your grade book, your doc sharing, the Dropbox, and then along the left side will be some navigational choices for the course home material like the syllabus. All of your assignments will be grouped into either modules or weeks, and when you click on one of those, you'll see an overview of that module or that week, and then you'll also see links to the individual assignments. When you participate in a discussion topic and you submit your response, that's going to go into a conversational page that is accessible for all participants in the class. But when you submit an individual assignment like a literature review, you'll do that through the Dropbox, and that information will only be accessible to your professor. With that structure in mind, let's change for a minute to the white hat thinking, and we'll review some of the relevant facts about online participation. Online class participation is so convenient in that you can view your course materials and submit assignments really any time of the day or night from any location, provided you have a device that has internet connectivity and that you actually have access to the internet. So if you have a computer or a tablet or to some extent even a phone, you can at least see all of your course materials, and you can certainly, with the right device, you can certainly submit your assignments as well. So it's very convenient, and the course materials that are provided via the online tool actually set expectations for content of your assignments, for deadlines. They provide direction regarding formatting and the tools that you should be using. The online option also facilitates interaction between such a broadly diverse set of students and teachers, geographically dispersed, different backgrounds, cultures, interests, talents, experiences. It's amazing. The Strategic Human Resources Management class that I participated in, for example, was led by Dr. King, and Dr. King was working for the Department of State at the time, and he was actually living in Saudi Arabia when he taught that class. So, you know, I've worked with folks who are professionals in the private sector, in public service, current and former military. It's just a wonderful way to be connected to people that you might not normally have a chance to interact with. And so with all of that in mind, let's switch to the red hat now and talk about feelings. My feelings about the online option, obviously, I think you can tell, I am partial to online. Gives me a sense of calm, a sense of control. I feel that, you know, I can be more comfortable either in my own home or in my office doing my work, kind of spreading out. I'm very proud of the lessons that I've learned through my online coursework, particularly when it comes to effective communications. It's really hard when you can't see the expression on someone's face and you can't hear the tone of their voice. Your message can be misinterpreted. And so the online discussions provide an excellent forum to really hone those written communication skills, and I've developed quite a sense of confidence in that area. Some of the other lessons that I've learned, particularly in business and professional communications, where we learned how to influence others and we learned how to frame topics in a way that would be effective for the audience. All of those have been quite useful in my daily work life, and I am so happy to be a part of this program. So with that, I'm going to take a pause again and turn it back over to Kevin.
You know, one of the things that I also want to touch on that falls under the heading of the 6 hats is the green hat. And what you find in that publication is related to the idea of positive energy. At least one of the points that fall under the heading, that you have this energy, this positive vibe that's being given. And in that spirit, I could say that going on campus, actually having the ability to not only, as I mentioned, learn online, but learning on campus has been profound. It has been full of energy and as well as very, very positive. And I say that because if you think about the graduate degree program, one of the forerunners, or the foremost persons in the program, I should say, was Dr. Littlefield. And what an energetic personality, a person who's very well spoken, who I told her I could stay around all day and just listen to her speak. And as well as Dr. Zappala, the dean of the program. What a true professional. I had the opportunity of being with them in various programs that the college puts forth, namely interacting with managers from other companies. They have all kind of interactive programs where we get to actually be face-to-face on campus. And so speaking of on campus, it underscores the point that I found that the staff, that the professors, that the other students, what an atmosphere. And I say that in harmony with one of the things that I learned in the class, which was in a publication that if you haven't read it, you're going to get it. It's in reference to It's Your Ship, Management Skills and Techniques. When you read that publication, and when the professors explain what that publication is about, and particularly when you do it on the campus or off campus, as I mentioned, on the internet, profound publication. It harmonizes or is synonymous with what I have been telling you regarding the atmosphere of the school being on campus. You'll love it. For example, in the amount of time I have, let me speak to the idea that the school is going to teach you as a manager, and particularly in this master's degree program, about how atmosphere, that you can control your ship, if you will. But it's going to speak to the idea that it isn't just being dogmatic or bullying or any of the things that you may have experienced on a negative note at your places of employment, but from a positive perspective that you can influence individuals. And it's going to teach you techniques that I won't go into a lot of detail about, but it's going to teach you some skills that you can definitely use, and it's going to come back to your mind. I can tell you that having been the vice president of the Students Association and speaking to some of our alumni, they say, and I will tell you, I wholly agree, yes, with this positive attitude under the auspices of the green hat, that yes, guess what? You are going to be thoroughly, or as they have, you are thoroughly going to enjoy this idea of learning about It's Your Ship and what management techniques and skills that you can use while you're at your place of employment. I appeal to you, yes, being able to go on campus where you have the avenue to do that, you're going to enjoy it. The buildings are great. I mean, we have technology. One time I walked into the room and we had all these computers. I'm like, wow, look at this. And state of the art sound systems, clean, very welcoming environment, tantamount to, again, It's Your Ship. So as a graduate student and prospective graduate, I want to tell you, positive energy, the green hat, the idea that, yes, going on campus, learning these strategic management skills under the auspices of it's your ship, these techniques, oh, you're going to find that you are well pleased with attending this program. So I appeal to you. And I say it in the positive note that Pierce has been around for almost a century. Yes, accredited. Oh, it's positive. Accredited. When all the other schools fall by the wayside, if you will. Oh, we've been here for almost a century and have turned out successful graduates. And I'm telling you that if you become a part of it, you will indeed have a measure of personal success as well as whatever your endeavors are for your education and your school. So that's my take on the green hat.
Switching gears now from the green hat thinking that Kevin referenced, let's talk about the structure of the on-campus delivery option with a couple of points in the realm of blue hat thinking. The MSOLM instructors and students meet once per week for several hours in a traditional classroom setting. The instructor leads the discussion regarding the course content for that week, and all of the attendees in the classroom actually get to contribute in the discussion and participate real time. So let's switch for a second now to our white hats, and we'll talk about the on-campus option factually. So students have to consider, for example, the commute. What options are available to get to class? Would I be taking public transportation? Would I drive into the city? What are the costs associated with either one? What's it cost to park in the city? Will I have enough time to get from my work or from home to the actual classroom? And lastly, regarding the on-campus delivery option, let's take a moment for some red hat thinking to explore the emotional aspect. Some students may feel invigorated when they have the chance to dive into the subject real time and face to face with the professor, with fellow students. They may even feel more engaged in that type of interactive setting. Other students may feel a little differently. They may feel overwhelmed by that dynamic. So there's a lot to consider regarding whether you want to participate online or on campus. But now I'm going to turn it back over to Kevin because I think he has some good news.
Hello. It brings me to my last point. One of the things that many schools offer is the idea that you could, yes, go on campus and you could go online. But this graduate degree program has something that is truly unique, the FIT program. And what that allows you to do is to decide in any given week whether or not you want to stay on campus or whether or not you want to take it online. So just pulling up now, a rough day at work, I've decided this week I want to carry out my responsibilities for the graduate degree program. But I've also come to the idea that I prefer this week to do it online, inside of my home. So you have that option to be able to do that. And so what a great benefit. It falls under the heading that is the yellow hat in Bono's books of 6 hats. And in speaking about it, one of the headings is that you can focus on positive outcomes or a bright conclusion. It's true, many times life gets in the way and we don't know what we're going to do. For example, if you decided you were going to take it online and then something interrupted that, something at work, something in your personal life, well, you've decided, you know what, I'm going to stay home this week. And so what a great benefit. It's in harmony with not only the yellow hat that is focusing on the brightness or the positive outcome, but it also is in harmony with what we will learn, which has had a profound effect on me, and that is the idea to adapt, to change. There's a publication entitled It's my where has my cheese been moved, or who moved my cheese, I should say. And it talks about change. The course Transcendent Leadership is going to help you understand, as a graduate student and as a manager, the idea that change is inevitable. The question is, what do we do? Do we stay back or do we move forward? The strategies and the strategic teachings and principles that are outlined in that particular class, Transcendent Leader, has had a profound effect on you. It's going to happen. That is new management, reshuffling of organizations. What do you do and how do you respond to change? And so I can tell you it's had a profound effect on me. Just like change within the Pierce community. Can I take it online? Sure. Can I take it on campus? Sure. Can I also decide in any given week whether I want to do either or? When I first heard the idea, that change, well, I didn't think it was going to happen. I recall a student asking Dr. Zapala whether or not such a thing was possible. Well, I frowned right away that, well, now you either do either or. And he said, no, we're coming up with that program. And then they came up with that program. Again, it underscores the point that, are we adaptable to change? And that is something that is taught within this master's degree program, that you must adapt to change. And I can clearly speak to this because in my organization, within these 30 years, we've had new AGMs, we've had new general managers, we've had departments merge. We merged, HR merged with operations, then we went back to HR. And so these changes happen. How will you respond? How will I respond? I can tell you, the graduate program is profound in teaching and making sure that we have the ability to be able to adapt to those changes. And I encourage you, yes, you want to make sure that you are a part of this particular program here at Pierce.
Well, I am certainly on board with the optimism of the yellow hat that Kevin conveyed regarding the Pierce Fit program. But let's just take a minute to look at that program and its structure from the blue hat perspective. Pierce is a hybrid configuration of online and on-campus delivery options. All course materials are arranged and configured in the online setting, but each week students get to choose whether they're going to participate in the class online or on campus. Now, if they participate on campus, that actually serves as a substitute for one or more of the assignments that are indicated in the online. Now let's consider the facts about Pierce Fit from a white hat perspective. Pierce Fit is now the standard for all MS OLM courses. Students no longer have to choose prior to registering for the class whether they're going to attend fully online or fully via the campus option. With Pierce Fit, students can dynamically choose the right option for them each week, and they can do that based on accommodating fluctuating schedules and learning challenges. For the last time, let's switch to our red hat and we'll explore the emotional effect of Pierce Fit. I never wanted to commit 100% to classroom participation, but I can tell you that there are certain content that is just really difficult to grasp online. For me, it was statistics during my pursuit of my bachelor's degree. Trying to understand statistics in an online setting was just really difficult, and so I did have to consult with a tutor at Pierce. But it would have been nice if I would have had the option of actually going into the classroom and meeting with my professor. So Pierce Fit now gives me that choice, and it's such a relief, and it's so empowering to know that I can choose the right method for me from week to week. So in closing, I want to point out that pursuing your master's degree is a personal journey. It can be a long and challenging one. As a matter of fact, it can also be a lonely one. There will probably be nights where you are up very late working on assignments while everybody else in your house is asleep. But understand that this is probably one of the most rewarding things that you will ever do for yourself, and it's worth it. The MSOLM program has certainly helped me to develop skills that I use at work, but for me, the biggest reward is actually the personal growth. I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned why I think the way I do, why I act the way I do, why others react to me the way that they do. I've learned about family dynamics and about work relationships. I have a much deeper understanding of the world around me and a desire to delve even more deeply into the why behind what is and into the possibilities of what can be. My capacity for critical thinking has grown exponentially. And I certainly have a newfound respect and understanding for the phrase, take it from the source, because I've learned how to identify trusted and reliable sources. Teresa Amabile and Stephen Kramer, authors of The Progress Principle, well, they've taught me how to understand the pattern of progress and setbacks and how that impacts inner work life, and how making progress on meaningful work can really fuel motivation. The Go Point by Michael Useem taught me about the criticality of making knowledgeable decisions and timely decisions, fueled on an informed intuition, analysis of critical data, and consultation with trusted advisors. Ethical decision-making taught me self-reflection, recognizing the importance of understanding who I am and how who I am affects me as a leader. In short, the lessons I learned through the MSOLM program have enhanced who I am on a holistic level, and I'm happy to have come this far. I wish you the best of luck in your journey. Thank you.
And so in summary, yes, we have the 6 hats. These are 3 of them that I talked about. The black hat, the green hat, the yellow hat. Which hat will you put on, and do you understand the roles of those hats? And that this is who I need to be at this particular time, or this is the hat that I put on. You can do that. I encourage you to do that. Put on the new hat that is to become a graduate student here at Pierce College. And I encourage you strongly to, yes, do it, and you will find that you will find a measure of success in your personal life and in your career. Thank you.